Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, hi, sir. Good morning.
Ma'am, HOD will.
HOD will. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. So we cannot share our screen here to show the PPT.
Ma'am, you can share, ma'am. There is an option
Oh,
in the bottom share screen. Is it available?
no, I could see participant chat, reaction, security, and more.
Okay. I think you are the co-host, ma'am. You can share actually.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm searching for, but I couldn't see. So
Mm.
let me check. Yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, can you able to share, ma'am?
No, I couldn't find a icon for sharing.
There is an icon called share screen actually.
Yeah, it's not there for me.
Oh.
Um, couldn't see that. Mm,
Yeah, it is there like all participants can share actually. I have changed the settings.
yeah.
What is the option available, ma'am? Participant, chat, reaction, and then, ma'am?
Security and more.
Oh, okay. Actually, it is. I have changed the settings. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone can share the screen. Multiple participants can share simultaneously. And
Okay.
also, like who can share all participants like that? I have that.
Okay. Let me rejoin again.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Is
ma'am.
that right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you share now?
No, now also I couldn't see that.
Ma'am, are you opening in browser or
Yeah, I'm
standard?
opening from browser.
Okay. You have application, ma'am. Zoom application you have.
I've downloaded.
Okay. Just a minute, ma'am. Just a minute. I think you are now. Yeah. Can you try now, ma'am?
Okay, sure. One second.
Is it possible now?
Mm, no. Second. No, no. I have only participants. The same I have. Participant chat, reaction, security, and more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. Oh, just a minute, ma'am.
Okay. Let me check from my.
Yeah. No. Even I can make you as a host. Host.
Okay.
Like, just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you try, ma'am. Is it there available?
Mhm. No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't get that. Okay. Okay, let me join from my app then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm sorry. One second.
Sir, Rajin sir. Good morning, Rajin sir. Rajin sir இருக்கீங்களா? Rajin sir.
ஹலோ ஹலோ மேம், சொல்லுங்க மேம்.
புவனேஸ்வரி பேசுறேன் சார்.
ஆ
சார் கேக்குதா உங்களுக்கு ஆடிபிளா இருக்கா?
சொல்லுங்க மேம்.
ஓகே சார், ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம் சார். விஜயராஜ் சார்.
ஒரே நிமிஷம் மேம், ஷேர் பண்ண முடியுமான்னு பாப்போம். அர்ச்சனா மேம், கேன் யூ ஷேர் மேம்?
Yeah, I can get this. Share now.
Yeah. Okay. Ma'am, you can start, ma'am. It is on line
Oh,
now. Ma'am,
sure.
Bhuvneshwari, ma'am, you can give the introduction. Bhuvneshwari, ma'am.
ஹலோ சார் கேக்குதா?
Yeah, ma'am. Giving an introduction, ma'am. Are you giving any introduction?
Welcome to the guest, sir.
Yeah, you can give
Archana, ma'am.
introduction and you can start the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, Archana, ma'am. Yeah, this sessions we are the chief guest is our Archana, ma'am. He's going to share about his thoughts on it. So everybody shall continue with it. Archana, ma'am, you can continue.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you guys able to see my screen now?
No, on the screen is not visible, ma'am.
Not visible. Oh, it's showing meeting in progress. Let me check once again. Now?
Yeah, now it is visible, ma'am.
Now it is. Oh, thank you so much. So let's start with our session. Yeah. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for the introduction, ma'am. So this is Archana G, working as data engineering analyst at Accenture Bangalore. So today we are going to see about what is data engineering, what are the roles of data engineers, the key concepts, the technical skills, what are the tools we are going to see as a data engineer, what are the tools we are going to use as a data engineer, then what are the soft skills we need, then certification we need to have, and how to build a portfolio, what are the opportunities of a data engineer currently, and the future of data engineering. So in this session, we are going to see the introduction and basic concepts to understand what is data engineering. So without further delay, let's get started. First, we are going to see about what is data engineering. So this is the most important and a must needed basic answer we need to know to become a data engineer. So data engineering focuses on building and maintaining the infrastructure. Infrastructure means data pipelines, databases, and storage systems. So, data engineering focuses on building and maintaining the infrastructure required to collect, store, and process the data for analysis. This is the basic definition we all know. Now, let's speak about the importance. What is the importance of data engineering? Data engineers enables the organization to use data effectively for decision making. Why we need the decision making? Because we need to access the data easily and at a particular time. So data engineer enables organization to use data effectively for decision making by ensuring data is accessible, reliable, and timely. To be more clear, I'll give you a real time example. Let's take Netflix. We all know what is a Netflix and we all use Netflix nowadays. So, data engineers build the data pipelines that personalize the recommendation. So, first, for example, if you start saying Korean series, maybe. So, the next recommendation in your Netflix will show what all the Korean series you have. For example, if you start saying Squid Game, Then what are the next recommendation will be having is what are the games regarding that. So like this, the data engineer builds the data pipelines to personalize your recommendation in the Netflix. So this is the basic definition and example for what is a data engineering. Hope everyone understood this, right? Yes. Let's move on to the next slide. The role of data engineers. Here we are going to see about the key responsibilities first. The first one is designing scalable data pipelines, like collecting and cleaning the data. So the second key responsibility will be building and managing ETL process. ETL means extract, transform, load. That is, a data is loaded in a database, right? From the database, we will extract the data. This is the first thing. Then we will transform it, like giving a code logic for those extracted data. Like we will use joins. We know, right? What are the joins? Left join, right join, inner join, like that. For not only joins, there were more things. For example, I'm giving you a join concept. So first we will extract the data from a database. Then we will transform it, like giving a code logic. Then at last we will load the data either into a database or into a file or into a table, however we want. So this is called as ETL, extract, transform, load. Then the third key point, the third key responsibility is maintaining and optimizing the data storage system, like databases. So whatever data we need, let us take an example, like you were a student in a college. I want a particular person data. So what I can do is I can go to your office and fetch your data from the college database. So obviously the database is used for storing the data. So the third key responsibility will be maintaining and optimizing the data storage, like databases. Got it? So for a real time example, let's take Uber or any other app like Ola or Rapido, etc. Right? So we can take any of our app. We all use this in our day to day life. So here, data engineers design data infrastructure to process the ride sharing data, also helping the platform to optimize driver rider matching and pricing. So these are all the 3 points we need to know about data engineer role. Hope you guys are clear, right? Yes. Let's move on to the next slide. Yeah. Key concepts in data engineering. So earlier in the last slide, we've seen what is ETL, right? That is what we are going to speak here in the topic in a little bit elaborated manner. We know what is ETL now. Once again, to be clear, ETL means extract, transform, load. That means the process of extracting data, then transforming the data into a usable format and loading it into a storage. Now, ETL, we can understand what it is. So, how we will use this ETL is a big question, right? So, we will use this ETL in data pipelines. Data pipeline is a automated system which we use it to move data from source system to a database or to a data warehouse. Let us take Airbnb as a real time example. Hope you guys know what is Airbnb, right? So, in that Airbnb, what data engineers will do is they will build a ETL pipeline which process the reservation data. Also, it is useful for support recommendation systems, also for marketing strategies. So these are the key concept in data engineering. So we already know what is data ETL. With that ETL, we are going to create a data pipeline. Okay. I hope now we can understand the basics of data engineering. Right. So now let's look into data engineering roles. So till now, we have seen what is data engineering, what are all the concepts in data engineering, what is ETL, and how that ETL is used in data engineering, right? So, what are the roles of a data engineer? To become a data engineer, what are the roles will be there? Okay, so the first we are going to see about entry level roles. Okay, so there were two roles for entry level. One is junior data engineer, and another one is junior data analyst. So, as entry level data engineer, the responsibility we need to have is writing a SQL query. That is the most important thing to become a data engineer. To fetch a data from database, as I told you before, we need to know a simple SQL queries first. So, as a data entry level data engineer, we need to know how to write a SQL query for data retrieving. Then we need to assist with development of pipelines. Before we have spoken about what is a data pipeline, right? How we use ETL into a data pipeline. So we need to know how to develop a data pipeline as an entry level data engineer. And the last point we need to know is ensuring the data cleanliness. So there should be a correct data which should match with the particular data we need to retrieve. It should not have any other data or a dump. So these are the 3 points we need to have as a responsibility to be a entry level data engineer. Okay, for example, let me tell you, mm, in a real time we can take Spotify. Okay, so we all use, most probably we all use Spotify in nowadays. So what a data engineers at entry level do is to assist with ingesting and transforming the music streaming data to analyze user behaviors. So this is the entry level role. So we don't have to do nothing much, right? So this is the entry level data role. There were two roles at entry level: junior data engineer and junior data analyst. Okay. So next we are going to see about mid-level data engineering roles. Okay. So mid-level data engineering roles. There were two roles here as well. So first one is senior data engineer, and second one is data architect. Their responsibilities will be like designing complex data architectures, like optimizing the data storage systems for performance, and also to manage the cloud infrastructure. Okay. To be more clear, I'll give you an example. Uh, let's take Facebook. Okay. So what senior data engineer will do is they will work on improving the data storage systems in the Facebook for massive amount of user interaction data, because in Facebook most people will be using Facebook, right? Also Instagrams nowadays. So what happens is most users were logging in into the particular application, either Facebook or Instagram, anything. So to storage all those massive amounts of user interaction data, there should be a senior data engineer to work on improving the data storage systems. Okay, also we will be posting it. So all those things we need to have a manage, right? So for this, a senior data engineer is much needed. So this is all about mid-level data engineering roles. Okay. Next, we'll be seeing about advanced or leadership roles. There were three roles for this. The first one is lead data engineer. Second is a data engineering manager, and the third one is chief data officer. So their responsibilities will be managing large data engineering team. Okay. So then overseeing the data strategy and governance. And then they will scale the data infrastructure for global operations. So everyone here have used Google, right? Most probably no one have been like, I will not use Google here. So let's take that as an example. What this lead engineers will do is they are responsible for overseeing the data infrastructure, which supports Google search or Google Maps, YouTube, and what else? Gmail, like that. So they are responsible for overseeing the data infrastructure. So what, as we saw, we have three roles. The first one will be entry level, second will be mid level, third level will be the advanced role. Okay, so these three are the roles. You will have to be more clear. The first one, if you are a fresher and you are going to get into data engineering part, then you will be at the entry level. So you'll be having junior data engineer role or a junior data analyst role. For this, you have to know to write a SQL query, and also you need to know about the development of data pipelines. Okay, hope you guys are clear with this, right? Okay, so I guess everyone in the same track as I am, and I hope I didn't make you to sleep, right? Okay, so I can understand. Okay, it's Sunday morning, and I'm speaking about data continuously because it's a data engineering topic. We can do anything. So I can get your mind voice actually. So don't worry, but have a hope that I'll finish it as well. Okay, yeah. If you have any doubts, right, make a note. I'll give you my LinkedIn ID at the end, so you can post your questions to me and I'll answer your questions. Okay, all right. So with a big hope, let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Speaking about the emerging roles in data engineering, there were two. Okay, so the first one is cloud data engineer, and the second one is machine learning data engineer. So the first one is cloud data engineer. The cloud data engineer specializes in cloud data storage and computing platforms like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, etc. Whereas the machine learning data engineer works on building the pipelines for integrating the data into machine learning models. If we take AWS as an example, as you all know, AWS means Amazon Web Services. So here, cloud data engineers focus on building the scalable data architecture for cloud services and infrastructure. So mostly here nowadays, everything becomes a cloud, right? Everything, whatever you are using. So while coming to data engineering, all those databases, before they used to have a tool to storage the data, but now even those tools become a cloud. And for example, you can have Snowflake, if you guys know. So Snowflake become a database which is used in a cloud services. So if we take whatever as an example as a database, now it everything becomes a cloud services and infrastructure. So you have to know about AWS, Azure, those things as well. It's not data engineering, you should know only about the SQL queries or the databases alone or only about the data alone. You should also know about um, cloud services as well. That then only you can go and access the cloud service databases. All right. So till now we have seen about data engineering concepts and its roles, and what are the main emerging roles in data engineering. Now let's move on to the technical skills which we need to become a data engineer. For programming language, let us take. First one will be the Python. Python is needed for data manipulation and automation. For example, pandas. Let's say pandas. Okay, so this one you can learn, and NumPy, if you guys know, and etc. There will be more, but these two are the main important point for Python. Okay, so next second programming language I would say is Java. Okay, so Java is not needed for big data processing. Okay, Java is needed for big data processing. Um, for example, you can learn about Hadoop. Okay, you can learn about Hadoop and also Spark. These two are the main points you need to know about in the Java. Okay, this is for programming language. If we move on to the databases, what are the databases we need to know? Okay, DB. So first main important is SQL. So as I said before, SQL is much needed to become a data engineer. So SQL is needed for querying the structured data. We need to know about MySQL. We need to know about MySQL and PostgreSQL. Okay, these two we need to know on the SQL side for database. Then we need to know about NoSQL as well. This is SQL, and this second one will be NoSQL. NoSQL like MongoDB and Cassandra. Yes. Okay, so for programming language, you'll be knowing Python and Java. For database, you need to know about SQL and NoSQL. Okay. Next, we should know about big data technologies. What are the big data technologies? There will more big data technologies, but basic at least you need to know like Apache Hadoop. Okay. Here I'll write it. Apache Hadoop and Apache Spark. So these two you need to know on big data technologies. So Apache Hadoop is used for distributed storage and processing as well. So Apache Spark is used for in-memory distributed data processing. So I'll give you just an introduction on basic concepts. So if you want to know in detail, you guys can go and surf or you can go for the certification. I'll tell you what are the certification you have to do. Okay. So for example, for all these things, right? Let's take an example as LinkedIn. Everyone will be creating a profile in your LinkedIn, which is used for searching your job profiles. So what the data engineer uses, the data engineer will use LinkedIn for Apache Kafka and Spark. For this is being used for real-time processing of user interaction for job posting and professional networks. So this is how a LinkedIn works. That is why you will get a notification for your job openings as well. Okay. Hope you guys are clear till now, right? I guess so. As I said before, if you have questions, make a note. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the next slide. What are the data engineering tools? What are the tools as a data engineer we will be using? Okay, we all know as discussed before, right? Data engineer will use ETL tools, that is extract, transform, load. Here we are going to see few ETL tools which are data engineer use. Okay, first one will be the Apache Airflow. Okay, I'll write it here. Apache Airflow. So Apache Airflow is used for scheduling and managing the ETL workflows. Okay, so this is the basic concept of Apache Airflow. Next one will be Talend. So what is Talend is? Talend is an open source ETL tool for building the data pipelines. Even if you want to see how it works, how a ETL workflows will be managing, right? You can use Talend because it is an open source ETL tool. You can go there and you can try building a data pipelines there. Okay. So this is for tools which we are going to use under ETL. Next one will be the data orchestration. A data engineer will use Kubernetes and Docker. I'll write it here. Kubernetes and Docker. Okay, so a data engineer will use Kubernetes and Docker for orchestrating the data pipelines. Okay, so this is for data orchestration. Then for version control, we used to control the version for our data pipeline, which are going to develop, right? So for the version control, we will be using the Git. Okay, Git is essential for code collaboration actually. Also for tracking the changes which you have made in your code level. Okay, so here let us take again the Spotify as example. Data engineers use this Apache Airflow to schedule and manage the ETL workflows actually. What they'll do with this ETL workflows, they will process the large volume of music data. So whatever you search or whatever is pre-built in, it will give you a massive search options. Even if you search, you will be getting the answers there, right? So what data engineers will use for Apache Airflow is they will use it for managing the ETL workflows they have developed for processing the large volumes of music data. Okay, got it? Right. Okay. So next, we are going to see about data modeling and optimization. Okay. So anyone of you here knows what is data modeling and optimization? So because why I'm asking this is because data modeling and optimization is a bigger thing we need to know. Okay, this is a quite huge topic to discuss on. So I'll just give you a simple uh, definition to understand what it is. That's it. Okay, because if we dig into it, this will be a huge part. Also, this is the most important part in data engineering as well. So this cannot be completed in a 1 hour session. So I'll just give you an example what it is. So you can understand what it is, and if you want to know more about it, you can let me know or you can solve by yourself. Okay. So the first example I want to tell you is Netflix. Okay. So what data engineers will do for data modeling and optimization in Netflix is they will apply the data modeling techniques to design effective data structure. Uh, you guys will be studying data structure in your uh, semesters itself, right? So what they will do is they will apply the data modeling techniques to build the efficient data structure that will handle millions of user records, right? Uh, what happens is if you are going to search, like for example, I'm saying if you are going to watch a Squid Game series. So what happens? You will go to the search button. You will start type SQUID like that, right? So while started typing SQ, it will give you multiple search options. Like whatever series or whatever movie start with SQ, it will give you the suggestions. So for providing that fast suggestions to you, they were recommending the data modeling and data optimization. So what data engineers will do in a Netflix is they will apply the data modeling techniques to design efficient data structures that can handle the millions of user records like searching or surfing while providing the fast query responses. Okay. Hope you got a basic understanding. This is a basic understanding I'm saying repeatedly. This is for data modeling and optimization. For your understanding, I'm giving you this example. So if you want to know more about technically, like how you will be creating the data structure, how you will handle records, or how you will handle the data inside a particular application, you need to know more about data modeling and optimization, which we can see later, or you can ask questions if you have any doubts. Okay. So hope you got a basic understanding on data modeling and optimization. With this, we'll move on to the next slide. So next slide is about soft skills. Okay. So soft skills is most important, not only for a data engineer, I will say, to every role which you are going to work on. Soft skill is a much needed one. Okay. The first point will be is communication skill. We'll be at a position like we need to explain a technical concept to a non-technical person. So for example, a client comes to you and they'll say from this database you need to extract the data and you need to do some logic in your code and you need output like this. So this is what a client tells. They doesn't know what the technical strategy you will be using, right? So what happens? You as a client, you as a user, you need to explain to your client what you will be doing. Okay, it cannot be a technical manner because they will not understand what it will be working as a technical. So you have to explain them non-technically with your technical skills. So for this, you need to have a good communication skill. I'll not say you have to be good at super good at English. Okay. Why? Because even if I'm speaking right, I'll be thinking what word I have to use it here. Okay. So I'll not say you have to be super good at English. At least you have to know how to communicate. Because even every company here, they will not see you are super good, you are having a smooth speaking, right? Even in English or any other language. Why? Because if you know Tamil or if you know Telugu or if you know Hindi or whatever language it is, if your colleague is from the same state or if they know your language, you guys are going to communicate in your language only. It's not compulsory that you have to speak in English. Okay, if you are comfortable in your language and they also know your language, you are going to speak in your language itself. But what happens if your client is from America? Or what happens if your client is from any other country? So you guys cannot go and speak their native language. So the English is a basic communication you have to know to communicate with them. So you have to make them understand what you are going to do or what you are thinking. So that is why they will say the communication skill is most needed. So keep practicing. That is not a big deal. Okay. So the first point will be your communication skill. The next, I would say, is you have to know about problem solving skill. Okay. To why this problem solving skill is needed is to handle an issue related to data quality or processing scalability, or in simple words, I'll say, like if you are doing a development with the ETL objects, you are facing some issues like you don't know what the error is or you don't know how to proceed your data pipelines. That time you have to speak to a person in your team. Okay, that time you have to explain them. So the communication skill will be needed that time. Also, to think how this error can be solved, or you have to go and ask them about this error. So that time you have to know how to explain them the problems, right? So for all these things, you need to have a problem solving skill. Even in college days, right? You will be having programming sessions in your lab. So while typing your program, even if you miss a single semicolon, it will give you an error. But that error, we doesn't know it is throwing because of a single semicolon, right? We'll be thinking like what we have, whatever it is in our book, we have typed the same thing in our computer as well. But if we run it, it will give you an error. So the single semicolon also will be a headache for us. So we need to know what the error is, and this error means this is what we have to solve it. So like that, we have to think, and for that you need to have a problem solving skill. Okay. Next will be a collaboration. Okay. So the collaboration, why we need a collaboration skill? Because to ensure the data. Okay. Let's say the same thing we can say to discuss about the data. Like you are getting some discrepancies in your data, and you have to speak about that discrepancies to a data engineer, like these are the data, it's coming as a wrong data and you need a correct data. So you have to go and ask the particular data engineers to recorrect it, right? So that time you need to collaborate with data scientist, or you need to collaborate with analyst, or you have to collaborate with business teams, whoever it is. So for that, to discuss about the data, you have to be good at collaborations. So for that, collaboration skill is needed. Okay. So these are the 3 points for me. I would say the soft skills you have to have is communication skill. Second one will be problem solving skill. And third one will be collaboration skill. If you have all these three, you are good with your soft skills. Okay. Great. So I hope everyone is on track with me. I guess you didn't sleep in between. Okay. So don't worry, I'll be finishing it soon. Okay, I know this is Sunday, so don't worry, I'll try to finish it ASAP. Okay, so next slide will be about education and certifications. Okay, so coming to education, I hope everyone knows, right? A person should have a degree either in computer science or IT, information technology, or in data science. Okay, so also you can have relevant courses like if you're non-IT or non-computer science basics, so you can get certification, or you can also attend the relevant courses like data structures. You have to know about for data engineering, I'm saying all this. So you have to know about data structures. I'll give you a note here if you want to make a note. So you can take courses on data structures, algorithms. Then you have to know about databases. So you have to take a course on databases, and also, as I said before, cloud computing. These are all the four topics. Even though you are, I'm not saying only for easy or triple or any other branches. Even though you are in computer science, IT, or data science, if you didn't know all these 4 points as a data engineer, you cannot become a data engineer. So to become a data engineer, first you have to know about, as I said before, databases, algorithms, data structures, and cloud computing. These 4 points is a much needed one you have to take. Okay, you can either Google surf it, or you can ask your chat GPT, or courses is available, right? You can go to Coursera or any other platforms. Okay, so coming to these are the courses, and now coming to certifications, there are more certifications. If you go and see, there are more certifications for data engineering nowadays. So I'll give you a few suggestions. Uh, you can take certifications on. The first one, these also I'll write it here. The first one will be Google Cloud Professional Data Engineer. Okay, Google Cloud Professional Data Engineer. Okay, this is the first certificate you can take. And second one you can take, this is first one. Second one you can take AWS Certified Big Data. Certified Big Data. I know my handwriting is quite horrible. If you couldn't understand anything, let me know at the end. Okay, I'll give you a note. So third certification you can take is Microsoft Azure Data Engineer. Microsoft Azure Data Engineer. So I would suggest these three certifications you can take, but there were more certifications as well. Before, if you want, if you say like before starting with these certifications, I want to know the basic concepts actually. I don't know basic itself for a data engineer to become a data engineer. I don't know SQL itself. Then you go ahead with basic first introduction to data engineering. How to write queries first. So finish those certifications and come to these three. These three is a quite good certification as of I know. So you can take these things as well. So these certifications will help you to grow your knowledge of data engineering. Okay. Also, like I know IBM is offering certifications as well. You can look into it for data engineering, especially. They are providing cloud technologies. Let me remember. They are providing for cloud technologies, artificial intelligence, and machine learning as well. So these three things for cloud technologies, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, you can visit IBM site as well for certifications. They were providing certifications on these three topics. So you can have a look into that as well according to your certifications. So this is all I want to give you a overview on education and certifications. So next one will be Okay. Building a data engineering portfolio. That is a big thing. So what happens is you will be having a certification. You will be trying to create your data pipelines, as I've said before, in your open tool. So whatever you practice, make a note that you save your practices. So develop a project from that. So you can create a portfolio using that. That will enhance your upskills and enhance your resume as well. Okay. So coming to build a portfolio, there were two things you can focus on. First one is GitHub. Second one is Kaggle. So GitHub is used to share your personal projects. Like it is like a open source repository. Like you will be coding, and your code you can save it in your GitHub link, and you can share your GitHub link in your resume. So what happens is they will go and see your code structure. Also they can able to take your code and run it in their systems, and how it works they can also check that. So this is how a GitHub is used for. And second one, as I said, Kaggle. Kaggle, I guess GitHub, I know everyone knows right now, but Kaggle is quite not a much noble thing for everyone. So Kaggle is used for participating in competitions, like showcase your practicing skills, or with the real time data sets you can able to code it right away. Like it is like a competition you can participate on. Okay, so you can make a note on Kaggle, so it will be a practice for you. Okay, so this is how you can build a portfolio. First one is GitHub, and second one is Kaggle. These two things you can use for your portfolio builder. Okay, hope you guys can understand till now. So as I said before, I'm recorrecting it. If you have any doubts, make a note and ping me later. Okay, I'll give you answers for every questions you have. All right. So let's move on to the next slide. Future of data engineering. Okay. So the future of data engineering is always an increased demand, I would say. Like how gold is increasing, right? They will say, our parents will say, we used to buy gold at 15 rupees, but now it is, I guess, recent was 64,000. So the same thing, the data engineer is always in a increased demand. Okay, so each and every organization in this world will rely on data. So obviously data engineers are needed to process and optimize those data, right? So I would say data engineering will be an increased demand. More data engineers even focus on cloud platforms, as I said before, for real-time data processing. Okay. Um, Apart from that, data engineers also will collaborate with artificial intelligence specialists to automate the data. Like now, for example, you have a light, you have a fan in your home, and if it is artificial intelligence connected or IoT connected, so what happens is the data will be stored, and you will be giving your voice note. So what happens, your voice note, the data to reach the switch to turn on or turn off, everything is a data will be stored, and that will be managed with a AI specialist or a IoT specialist. So what happens, data engineers should be collaborate with AI specialist and IoT specialist as well. So what happens, your data engineer role will be moving to AI as well as IoT, and furthermore like machine learning also, right? So this is what I would say, the future of data engineering is always increased demand, so go ahead for it if you have a good knowledge in data engineering and data as well. Okay, so coming to trends in data engineering. Okay, I would say there were three trends. Okay, first one is real time data processing. uh, from the first slide, I guess I'm saying real time data processing, real time data, real time data. So, what is a real time data is? It is like a streaming data from IoT devices, as I said before. So, for example, you can take Twitter. Okay, Twitter is an example for real time data processing. Even Instagram is a real-time data processing. Facebook, it is a real-time data processing. So, if you are going to a theoretical or a practical thing, you will be feeling like you are coding much or you are learning much. But if you compare to your real-time example and if you learn right, it will be quite easy because day to day we'll be using everything whatever we are learning as a data engineer, right? So I would say the first main trend is real-time data processing. We can take example as Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, whichever you are using day to day life. The second one will be automation. So automation is used for automating the data to increase your efficiency. So for as I said before, if we are going to Netflix, you'll be searching Squid Game. So if you are typing SQ, it will give you the search result instantly without a delay, right? So for optimizing that, you are using the automation data. Okay, so this is used for increasing the efficiency of your application. Third one will be data privacy and security. So I would say data privacy and security. Why this is much needed is because everywhere nowadays we are using our data, right? If you are logging into Instagram, you need your data to log in. You need your username, you need your password. So if you are working, right, you need to log in into your laptop. If you want to log into your laptop, you need to know your username and password. Likewise, if you are going to admit in a hospital, so they would get all your details like what is your name, what is your age, what is your date of birth, what is your mobile number, what is your address, kind of whatever you have before as well. Whatever, why you have admitted in the previous hospital, what are all the tablets you have used in the previous hospital. Likewise, all the data, not only in healthcare sector, in wherever you go, you will be providing your personal information to a unknown person. So if you are giving all your personal details or personal data, that data should be in a secured manner, right? So in that part, the data privacy and security plays an important role. So what data privacy and security ensures is they ensure that the data is comply with the data privacy laws. There will be more data privacy laws like CCPA, GDPR, etc. Right? So your data should be comply with your data privacy and laws. So I would say these are the most important trends in data engineering. The first one is real-time data processing. Second is automation for increasing the efficiency. Third one is for data privacy and security to comply your data privacy laws. Okay. So these were the trends in data engineering. Okay. So I guess I have took 1 hour of your time. So I'm gonna complete the session as soon as possible. So coming to the last slide, it is about opportunities in data engineering. Till now, we have seen about what is data engineering, and if you want to become a data engineer, what skills you should have. So these things we have saw before. So what are the opportunities in data engineering? Okay, that is what we are going to see in the last slide. So as I said before in the previous slide, healthcare is the most important industry which uses your personal data, most personal data. So healthcare, likewise finance, tech, or retail, etc. These continues to see your exponential growth in data engineering jobs because these sectors use more data in real time world. Okay, so there you can find opportunities for a data engineer. Also, startups nowadays looking for data engineers to build infrastructure from the scratch. So I would say startup is a best part if you are going to start your role as a data engineer because you will be starting everything from the scratch. So you'll be knowing everything from your scratch. Okay, so if you are going to start your career in data engineering, start with a startup. That will help you in developing your knowledge. Then you can go into a big firms company. Okay. So let's wind up this session with a quick key points. Okay. So whatever we have seen for the last 1 hour, I'm going to give you a quick key points, minimum of two or three. Okay. So the first point I would say is data engineering is a growing and dynamic field with many opportunities. Okay. So the second point will be you have to be good at your key skills, which includes your programming, which includes cloud technologies, big data, and your soft skills, importantly. Okay. And then I want to give you a pointers. The future of data engineering will be driven by real time processing, as I said before, automation, and AI integration. So these are all the quick key points I have to give you, whichever we saw in the last 1 hour. So everyone out here who wants to become a data engineer, start building skills through certifications, practical projects, and real world collaborations. So that will upskill your knowledge in data engineering. So yes, here I am ending the session on data engineering today. Thank you so much for your patience throughout. Hope you had an informative seminar. My LinkedIn ID provided here for your reference. Connect for further discussions. So, yeah, thank you. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you for your wonderful session, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had a great day with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I can leave, right?
Yeah, ma'am, you can leave, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.